Hi my friends, how are you? I'm Laura and we are ready for lesson number 8 of our 30 days technique program for belly dance. In this class I will be teaching you hips accents, and this is one of the most popular movements for belly dance. You must learn it. You cannot dance without this movement. So let's start immediately. Maybe we will start a little bit slower and then we go a little bit more in the rhythm. So first of all, the position, as always. The posture of the body is the most important to have a proper technique, and in this case, as always, we have our feet in the floor and our knees a little bit bended, or at least flexible, really flexible. So our pelvis is flexible too, but we have to keep very much our belly button in, and this is an important tip for this movement. Actually, this tip is very important for many movements, but especially for this one. As always, our upper body has to be straight, our shoulders stay down so we can show our neck and our décolleté. And in this case, we can keep our arms in second position like this, or in first position like this. Maybe in first position can be even useful, more useful. In this movement, we mean what I mean with the hips accents. Actually, I want to give to mark the tempo exactly with my hips, with the side-to-side movement, strong and powerful, but without involving the rest of the body. And of course, without have any pain in my back, in my lower back. So to avoid this, and also to have a bigger movement so that can impact much more, I have to take care of one thing. So as always, but in this case even more, with my bended knees, I try to pull a little bit in my belly button, so I create a straight line in my lower back especially. So if normally the female body is a little bit like this because we have this curve in this lower back, now we want to make it straight a little bit. I'll show you better. From my back I do like this, or from my side I try to pull a little bit forward my pelvis. Try this movement please, and we keep the position through contracting a little bit my abdominal, let's say my belly button a little bit. We don't dance in a stress position, of course. So from this position I can control my lower back, and I will not damage it at all, and I will dance comfortable, safe, and with powerful movement. So we put our hands in the side of our hips so we can start giving the first hip accent in the right side. For example, to start, so I bend my knees and I give a push. To give a push, of course, I prepare the movement in the other side to have more power, like this, tuck. And I have to keep it. I keep the position few seconds, depends on the rhythm, of course, and my belly button still working, pulling in. So from this position I try also in the other side, tuck like this, and tuck and tuck. Please notice that I try not to move my upper body at all, and I continue to keep my knees bended even when I give the shot. Just to how to say, for example, when I give one shot, one accent in one side, I don't straighten my legs, I don't straighten this leg. This can be even dangerous for your knees, so please take care. Please keep it bended, and the movement has to be big. You see, sometimes can even shimmy, shake a little bit, because the pelvis has to be flexible. As you see, the pelvis is doing a movement, is a kind of half circle movement. So it's not horizontal to the floor, it's really a kind of half circle, that's correct. And in this way, the accent can arrive powerful exactly on the rhythm. So again, check the position again, please, and boom. 1, 2, 1, 2. Every time I give an accent, I don't straighten my knees, and I try to keep controlled my belly button just to protect my back, my lower back. Of course, I can do it slow. Tuck, tuck, and I can have also my hands in this position, tuck, tuck, tuck. I can do it a little bit faster, like tuck, 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 and of course faster you go, smaller become. Smaller it is normal. It takes less time and less space, of course. And then we can do it double. So same position, 1 and 2. So once I did it 1, I go back to push again in the same way. Tuck and tuck. And on the other side, tuck and tuck. And again, tuck and tuck. And on the other side, tuck and tuck. I know that maybe if it's your first time you do it, you will have some problems in controlling the upper body or to control your knees that maybe wants to be straight. This is your point, so you have to take care of this. And if you already dance, even if you are advanced, so you can concentrate more in keeping the movement nice and safe and give more power. And sometimes I see many students, they exaggerate, and even dancers, they exaggerate with the movement, so it becomes too much. When it's too much, you lose the control of your pelvis. For example, I arrive to my maximum, that is here, and I don't go over, because if I go over, I lose, of course, the position of my torso or something else. So there is a maximum where I can arrive, and of course, there is kind of tension in the movement, but not over. Over, maybe my belly goes out, maybe my back starts to pain, and also the movement is not more nice. Again, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. This movement fits with almost all the rhythm, because just we catch the strong tempo, the dominant tempo, to make it more visible, more powerful. And if you have drummer with you live, playing live for you, of course, every time you give one of these accents, it will accent also in the darbuka, in the drum. Then we can have maybe, we can make a tempo of 3 in this way. So same position, please. It's like 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So it means that you have one tempo over 4 that you have to keep it, and while you keep, you have also, of course, keep your belly button. So tuck, 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 ace, tuck, 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 keep it, tuck, 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 hold, tuck, 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 hold. Perfect, correct. I hope until here it's all clear. So if what we did till now is really clear for you, or maybe you need to repeat it, so go back with the video, maybe repeat it again, or we can go forward with a variation of this step that is very much used, and it means that we want to move in the floor side by side, also with our feet. So not only with our hips, but also with our feet. And here the point is that feet and hips, they don't go with the same energy, they don't go together. We have kind to separate our mind and concentrate on what we are doing. So for this reason, we need, first of all, to understand very well the previous movement to mix after our feet. So what we can do, we start in a little bit closer position, and we want to give our first accent in this direction. So I open my feet while I'm preparing my hips to give the accent. Tuck. So it means that when the accent arrives, I have my feet open, and then I can close again my feet and do in the same situation, in the same side, open, tuck. So it means that I want to give this tuck side to side, but also I want to move like open, close, open, close, and I want also to go back, open, close, open, closing. As you can see, we don't really move our head or our body up and down. We want to remain really in the floor, heavy in the floor with our feet. So even I don't even jump like this. I don't even lift my feet. I just drag it. I slide in the floor to be less visible, let's say, to give more space to our hips, because finally it's the hips that we want to accentuate more. The feet is just to move in the floor and should be almost invisible. So let's try again in this direction. Open, tuck, close. Anzi, sorry, I want to do the accent on both sides, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and ancora 1, 2. I said it by Italian again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and close. So it means I go a little bit more faster to make it more easier for you. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and close, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and close. When I close, normally I don't do the accent, of course, because it's a kind of changing point, so we have to concentrate on the change. Normally, actually, in the music, we do it twice, like 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 1, close, 1, close, 1, close, 1, close, 1. And if you want to exaggerate it to become a little bit more pro, maybe we can also change the direction. So we use this like close moment in the end, the one without accent, to change our direction to go in the back. For example, open, close, open, turn, open, close, open, turn, open, close, open, turn, open, close, open, turn. Every time I turn with the leg that is free, of course, so when I open, close, open, I have my weight in this leg, and this leg helps me to turn, and I start again with the same leg that I should use, but instead of going this direction, I turn, so I continue in the same direction I was keeping. And this can become more choreographic. In this way, with this combination of movement, strong movement, you can catch the tempo, but also you can create a kind of choreography, let's say more effectively on stage. As you move, you use the stage in a more interesting way instead always staying there in your spot, and becomes more interesting. What you think if we try with some music, or better with some rhythm under, so we can appreciate better the power of this movement. Let's try together. I started slower and then more and more I became a little bit faster, just to give you the time to get used to the movement. But remember that always the most important is the control of the belly, as always. For this reason we call it the belly dance. So if you control very well this part, all the rest will become easier for you to learn, to practice and to improve with the movement. And then I changed the direction just to give you the taste a little bit of the choreo. And of course the last one was very fast, and here you need really to control much your body, your upper body, your belly, your hips. So maybe it will not come immediately. You will need to exercise this movement very much, and I suggest you to do it every day. When you dance, you start your training, start with this movement first to let's say warm up a little bit your hips, and also to prepare the body for some maybe more difficult movements. And this is really the base of the basic step of belly dance, of tabla solo, of any kind of choreography. Always have this kind of hips accents, so please study it well. Hope you enjoyed this lesson, hope you was useful for you. Repeat it please if you want, share it with a friend if you need, and I wait you tomorrow for another special class. Thank you very much.